Hey guys, in 2022, we're all going to have to work on how to get the next listing opportunity in a community, leveraging our hot buyers and or the buyer that we just wrote an offer with and it didn't get accepted because we were in competition and multiple offers. So today I want to review with you the 5 ways that we can go find the next seller in the neighborhood. And I'm going to share with you at the very end the negotiation strategy for how you can increase the commission with that seller. Shout out to Adrian Ferraz, who got 6% with 3 transactions leveraging what we're going to talk about. So let's dive in. For those of you, if you have not already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. That helps my numbers a lot. Hit the notification bell if you want to follow along. Most people don't, YouTube kind of algorithm doesn't show my stuff all the time. So if you want to jump on my e-newsletter where I'm sending it out maybe every week, maybe every other week, I just basically find the best videos, the best content, great shares, anything that I'm finding out there in the world. I just put it in that little email and send it off to everybody. So grab the link down below and you'll get the next one. All right, my friends, so let's take a look at what are the 5 ways that we can go after the next seller in a community. Step 1, okay? And I did a video on this a long time ago, which I realized it's kind of weird. When I had a hot buyer who wanted to buy in this community called San Alejo Hills, I drove all the way over there. It takes me about 20 minutes. Showed one property, then drove all the way back, and I realized, what was I doing? I had a ton of friends who lived there and a bunch of past clients. And so it dawned on me, why didn't I reach out to my past clients and my friends and say, hey guys, I've got this great buyer. They want to buy in San Alejo Hills. This is kind of what they're looking for. Have you heard any rumors of anyone in San Alejo Hills thinking of selling their home? Please let me know. That would be amazing. An introduction to an opportunity would be incredible. All the best, right? And that could have been done via phone call, text message, email, ringless voicemail, pigeon, you name it, right? These are your friends and my past clients. And so in today's market, because of the low inventory environment, high buyer demand environment, we definitely need to sing this story to our past clients and friends about how we're going the extra mile for our clients to be successful. That is such an important storyline. And people should be appreciative of the fact that, wow, you're doing that for your clients. That's amazing, right? So let's make sure that we're working with our past clients and center of influence in these communities and really doing that job. Number 2 is the expired, cancels, withdrawals. So in California, we have things called withdrawals, expired, cancels, any property that was previously on the market and then it went off the market for whatever reason, right? So we need to go into our MLSs and look back 5 years, 10 years, and put in the specific criteria. They wanted this bedrooms, this baths, their square footage in these particular geographic territories, and look up those old properties previously on the market. Now there's 2 ways to communicate with these guys. Way number 1, which I have done successfully, I know my wife's done it, a bunch of my clients have done this, which is you just reach out to the previous listing agent and say, hey, I've got this amazing buyer. They wrote an offer in the community. They're 100% ready to go. Your previous property that was on the market looks perfect. Is there any chance that seller might consider selling again? Let me know. I have sold property that way. Many people have. We just went to the previous listing agent. Now, that's efficient, by the way. It makes it easy. But some of my friends, I know you're like, but I want to go talk to that expired listing. Great. Good for you, right? You want to talk directly to the homeowner. Cool, right? You've got all of our great services the Vulcan 7s and the property radars and the Red X and the land voices for us to go grab that data and go try and reach out and connect with that seller and try and, write letters, door knock, phone calls, voicemail, you name it. Go have some fun, follow the guidelines and the rules set forth by the MLS and your state boards, okay? And, Canadian boards, whatever that is, right? So have some fun with that, but that's a great way for you to increase opportunities for your buyer that's ready to go, okay? Number 3, the for rent by owner. For rent by owner, what are we talking about here? So I just was driving down the street the other day and I saw a for rent sign. Clearly wasn't a property manager. It was definitely a homeowner for rent sign. And so if I would have just followed the for rent sign, you probably would have ran into the for rent sign in front of the house with the homeowner's phone number on it. Okay, so giving the homeowner a call and saying, hey, my hot buyer 100% wants to buy a house in this community, is ready to go. Have you had any consideration of, instead of renting it, selling it? Great opportunity, guys. Now, there's also the for rent with a property manager right now. So, if you go onto like Zillow right now and you can look up for rents in your geographic territory, you'll see some buy owners and you'll also see a lot of property managers. So, if they have a property manager and you have a reverse lookup tool, like I like Property Radar, there's a reverse lookup tool. So if the property manager had the address listed, I could take the address, put it into the reverse lookup, and I can, maybe get the homeowner's phone number, give them a call, send them a text, send them an email, whatever, communicate with them and say, hey, I know you have your property currently up for rent. I have this amazing buyer, fully qualified, ready to go, wants to buy in your community. Your property looks great. Is there any chance that you would ever consider selling it? That is a perfect opportunity for us to get after these for rents. Okay, let's go to number 4. Number 4 is the non-owner occupied, the absentee owners. Now, aren't those the for rents? Yes, but just the not right now for rents. They're actually just everybody that's not actively seeking out a renter. And in 2022, this is again going to be another phenomenal year for the absentee owner. I did a ton of videos on absentee owners for the Tom Ferry group, right? I did a big mastermind session. I did an interview with Paul Campanaro on the great stuff that he's teaching. I've done my own videos on my own YouTube channel, so there's plenty of quality content there for absentee owner out for you to get out there and make these calls. But I'm gonna add a specific tweak to this. See, I believe that if we had the hot buyer, and the hot buyer said, I wanted a 4-bedroom, 2-story, 2,500 square foot single story in this community, then I would want to pull up that specific criteria with the absentee owners. And so instead of having 100 absentee owners, it'd be great if we can narrow it down to like 5, 10 absentee owners, because now you have a much more specific story. And I believe that the specific story will be better well received. Hey, dear homeowner of X in community, I have a buyer. They are looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,500 square feet. And through my tax record research, I was able to find, I believe you own a property like that. They absolutely are ready to buy a home, but would be flexible for you and or a tenant. Would you like to discuss the option of them purchasing the home? Letter, voicemail, phone call, you name it. Let's get after the absentee owner. Now, the reason why we could do a letter, because if there's only 7 or 10 properties, you could sit down at night in front of the TV, write out the letter, put it on a printer, and get 7 copies and handwrite the addresses, which would increase the open rate. and even lick those envelopes and put the stamp on, because it's only 7. So it's really easy to do. And so we're all super busy right now. So I think the specificity of, the specific nature of the small group, and the simplicity of getting it done for you makes all of our lives a lot better and gets us into more action. All right, so let's take a look at number 5. Number 5 is really the owner occupied that have the property that you're looking for. So in that same community, the owner occupied that has the 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,500 square foot single family home that your buyer just wrote an offer on that exact same property, and or is absolutely wants something in this neighborhood that meets that criteria and is ready to go. So again, with a great research tool like a Remine or a Property Radar, we can narrow the search down to the specifics. So now between the absentee owners, non-owner occupied, maybe we got like 5 to 7. And then between the owner occupied, we may have another 10, 15, 20, depending on how big the community is. Now that's a very manageable list of insanely high probable potential sellers who we can communicate with on behalf of our buyers. So I think this strategy is going to be, A, it's always been successful, but B, I just need to remind you guys that there's 5 different ways for us to do this. We've got some great tools now that we can really get this done efficiently with not as much time consumption and wasted time. Okay. Now last thing, let's talk about negotiating and getting you 6%. So this was a phenomenal story. My great client, Adnan Faraz, up in Toronto, who had a nurse and a doctor. And the nurse, I think, was a single mom. She wanted to buy a townhome next to the hospital. He built a great letter. He went and door knocked, found a seller, and that was exactly what she was looking for. So he was thrilled. And he starts talking to the homeowner, and everything seems to be going really, really well. And Adnan's a very sharp guy, and he kind of picked up that this was a really great opportunity. And so he starts going down the road with the seller, and the seller says, well, how much are you going to charge me? And Adnan says 6%. And the seller said, absolutely not. I'm not going to pay you 6%. And then Adnan roughly says, here's the script. No MLS, no photos, no open houses, no buyer appointments, no buyer showings. We will create the terms that are good for you and the client, and it's my buyer. I'll put the whole deal together and make it a great experience for you, 6%. And the guy goes, okay. Now, for those of you in the United States, you may not be aware, but in Toronto, they really negotiate commissions down a lot. So 6% is outrageous in Toronto. So it's even more exaggerated. So that means that script really works. Now, that was Saturday. On Sunday, he went out for one of his doctor clients who wanted 2 properties in one particular geographic territory. Sound familiar? Again, built a letter, door knocked, met 2 families who engaged him in the conversation. And he did the same pitch on both of them. And he got agreements from both of the sellers on Sunday at 6%. My friends, between the 3 transactions from one weekend of going direct to the homeowners on behalf of his buyers, with the negotiation at 6%, $4 million in sales volume times 6%, my friends. That is a lot of money. So I want to encourage you that not only do we all have these hot buyers who are ready to go, but we're all just sitting on our hands waiting to collect a commission check from the listing agent that goes and lists the property. Let's get out there and let's use these 5 things. Use that simple script that we talked about at the end, and let's get you guys 3, 4, 5, 6% and find the next seller for your buyer. Negotiate that deal off the market, and and your buyers are going to be so thrilled. The sellers that agree to this are going to be thrilled. So have some fun, you guys. Let me know how I can help you. Put some comments, give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to talking to you guys on the next video.